Welcome everyone to the first LTE live stream here. I wanted to try this long time. Deleted the previous live stream because I forgot that this YouTube live thing was still live, so I actually exposed there more IP addresses than I planned to do. So to reiterate, was not yet the most boring and certainly totally frame dropping of bloody previous video. Vodafone Germany DOCSIS business cable here can't deliver even 1 Mbit upstream, although we have all the previous videos 500 Mbit. We pay for up to 500 Mbit down and 50 Mbit up, but we barely get stable 1 or 2 Mbit in the meantime, as seen in all the previous live streams. So now, infrastructure test here only live on this channel. This is going through an old iPhone here of previous videos, family, abandoned family, display broken, repair stuff. Leftover old garbage stock here. LTE over O2, yes, this garbage company. Only the best choices here live on this channel. Anyway, so far 0 drop frame. So how's the LTE connectivity in the center of Berlin? Well, I'm only streaming with 2.5 Mbit because certainly don't want to use all my LTE here. But that is already going way better at well, 2.5 Mbit at 0 frames. It's so zero. It's well, anyway. So yeah, so probably I have only, I think only 20 gig of LTE stuff in my business phone thing. So I certainly can't do all live streams over that LTE. So I probably need to, what I said a couple of times, why have I not done this previously? Because can't use all my 20 gigs of business LTE stuff. Also probably I could theoretically upgrade that, because so far, yeah, 71, how far is it going? 71 megabyte used in this short time, obviously. So probably I should channel bond that, sharing this between like 1 Mbit DOCSIS hopefully should mostly work, and the rest probably over something like wire guarding the to data center. Anyway, it's set. Yeah, it's as set as this Rust stuff. So what I started the previous video before I deleted that for exposing too many MAC addresses and IP addresses here, because obviously. So Rust. So the topic of this video, actually before this bloody Vodafone stuff totally failed. Rust updated version here 1.48 and 49. So of course the only constant is change. The usual time wasting stuff here. I wish I could like write my microkernel, but no, I need to update. Spend my valuable lifetime with updating package configuration glue stuff. Totally waste of time for everyone, in my opinion. So what is the issue? The issue is, sorry, the mlog. So what we carefully spent our time with configuring that to cross-compile for mostly Firefox, cross-compiling this on Epic, Threadripping, AMD Ryzen stuff, or other not as fast Intel stuff, for ARM, PowerPC, MIPS and Spark and stuff, and or even older slower x86 systems. And so they broke. Also they changed directories, while I just showed this in this other live stream also. Less build. So the issue is, what makes this even harder, in my opinion, a super worthless waste of time moving directories around. So that would be Rust C, and or you see this here. So they moved compiler Rust C target to what? This is also, I did this wrong, obviously I need to svn diff this. So they moved source lib Rust C target to compiler Rust C target. Well, compilers sound somewhat usable. The problem with this renaming is not only breaking stuff, also wasting, making it even harder to work with, because now I can't simply diff it to see what broke this, even larger detective work. So what you're saying, Marco says, got back to initial recommendation, freenet, Funk, unlimited 30 months using all O2's LTE. I wonder how unlimited is that. But yeah, also the point is I didn't think like this DOCSIS stuff. Also, by the way, zero drop frames also only had 2.5 Mbit, but nah, so much to a bloody old failing garbage iPhone. And people always complaining O2 is garbage. It's like, yes, and try Vodafone DOCSIS cable. It's like you would think Vodafone Business DOCSIS cable stuff is anyway. It's sad. But yeah, I didn't expect that this company is so much of a fail that they wouldn't fix it in like a year or two. So yeah, so the problem is, let's see, that would be the Firefox thing here. I think it says, didn't find, yeah, so can't find create for STD. Now we would need to investigate, also why is it executing, wait a second, target, why does it execute target x86 unknown? Is this also already wrong? Tools Rust. Wait a second, some of the feeling that is not correct, or is it? What? Target may be unsupported. Macro writes pushed up to 200, 250. It's pretty unlimited. That doesn't sound too bad indeed. Maybe I give it a try. So how do we test this? We test this by going into this directory, which should be that one. And by the way, this iPhone tethering, I was wondering why it doesn't show up as an Ethernet. Of course, you first need to start USB-Max, the previous videos where I data recovery captured photos from my significant other's girl's phone. So yeah, for this Ethernet stuff, so for the iPhone to trust the computer, you first need to start USB-Max, the of previous video lib, iMobile device stuff, all nicely packaged, obviously in our amazing Linux. So Rust C, let's see if it builds a small program. Misc archive hello Rust. No, this also doesn't work. What print, what was even like a print? Why did it say print? File name target libdir. So this is already, I think this is somehow installing something wrong, because it says here x86, so there's maybe some default stuff. Hello. Lib, what do we have here? Rust lib, we have here 486, so that looks to be maybe correct. Maybe it's just the default target, but anyway, whatever it is. So now I sit here, so this takes like an hour or two. Usually I would like live stream that, but right now it's a little bit precious with this. Not totally unlimited, yeah, 181 megabytes, so much of that, and probably channel bonding would be a nice thing to at least only consume half of that. I wonder, so print, does this, does it have like help or list or no? I wish also there would be still not of listing such kind of target. Spec JSON. So what I try to find out is what's this spec JSON flag must be unstable. What must pass? No, we have still 0 frames. Just YouTube is complaining that it's less than 5 recommended Mbit. Why does target spec JSON need unstable options? Why does it list it there? This only accepted by nightly. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, Rust, is it not amazing? Also, by the way, I recently already figured that target CPUs doesn't work. That apparently only works if you somehow use their specially blessed and patched LVM stuff or something. Unknown print target. Oops. So yeah, let's maybe try somehow a little bit. Nah, does it Rust say does something like target i486? That was unknown. Linux GNU work. But is it not amazing how this works? So then it's somehow only a matter. I mean, you build this, you configure this, and then it installs some random garbage. It's really sad. And then people tell me on forums I make this stuff up. Everything in the open source landscape is amazing. I don't find this amazing, right? 20 years or so. I should have documented this for 10 years since YouTube exists already. This is for me super frustrating. You put all the work in making the stuff work and then other people break it on a monthly basis. Super annoying, really not recommended. And maybe also why it's not the year of desktop Linux. So let's take how to figure out what's going on there. Let's take a look into also we are still building that. Take a look into the log file. That would be 0 rustc and what does it install? Let's see, it's building a stage. So it did do a stage 2 x86 to i486 unknown Linux. And it installs obviously a stage 2 target selection triplet 486 unknown Linux GNU thing. By the way, this is not a 486 patch, right? This happens the same. This is why I'm building a clean test build here for MD64. Just I have this build already, I need to test it anyway. So this is really strange. That also super time consuming, right? And if you wonder why do I know so much stuff inside out, because 20 years of investigating this stuff and then certainly get to know this stuff. So it built here an x86 unknown Linux thing. Maybe it installed that one, though I've no idea. Warning, consider changing what? There have been changes to what? I mean, and then you get, this is also, I find this always a little bit silly, this strange stuff. What is here though, by the way? Dist Rustc stage. So maybe it distributes the wrong thing, because you see it builds here install. Maybe this is some regression of distribute Rustc stage 2 because this is obviously what we get when all we wanted is what's, so to me it looks like a real bug. I think this should print this here. So what do we build target, what do we have here? Channel stable, code can test, prefix, long stuff, whatever. So i486 build, so we are building and running on x86, that is correct. And there's some progress download. So it looks to me on a first glance that it's distributing, installing. Somehow I think it's installing the wrong, like Rustc stage 2 when we want i486 install, creating uninstall script. Thank you very much. So I think it's somehow installing the wrong cross compiler that would match, that it somehow defaults to that. How could we? So the problem is everything with this stuff is highly time consuming, unfortunately, because just the build will take quite some minutes. So To debug this, I would add hook add post make 5 abort. Unfortunately builds this again with this hack here, unfortunately right now anyway. Again, we currently need to somehow fix this, so that would be 0 rusty. And also, yeah, 0 drop frames. So much to how can I really wonder, how can a coax cable thing be so much more garbage than a shared air medium here over 5G LTE frequencies? It's 0 drop frames, 2.5 embed. How much? So much to, it's not our router, it's not our Epic thread ripping AMD Ryzen, it's not our Linux, it's not our highly optimized, smart optimized even OBS QT and T2 Linux with Intel Clear Linux patches previous video. No, it's just Vodafone completely failing, incompetent to run an ISP business in 2020 and 2021. And already in 2019. So yeah, this takes a while. I could actually pause this. You know what, I pause this live stream and we can tune back in when this built a little bit further. So, welcome back after this short break of waiting here, probably 10 minutes or so. So, how long does this Rust stuff build, and why I'm not the greatest fan of this humongous sources of monstrous stuff of 30 minutes on a quite overclocked and optimized 30 AMD Ryzen 5950X. So not only now can we try to even YOLO that. So the problem is with this build systems, previously configure, make install, no whatever, random nonsense. But let's see, we probably have more than one Rust-C, and the problem is temp dist Rust-C. Let's see, so this is Rust-C x86. Is stage 0, dock stage 1, stage 2. The question is, can this run? The problem is which of those is even the 486 one. Archive hello Rust. That did something. Okay, this is an x86 one. Okay, stage 2, and which was the other one? Let's see what that one is doing. Where are we? .NISC, archive. Hello, Rust. So it's unfortunately not as easy as I hoped. I hoped it would just install the wrong one. Super inconvenient now, and what a waste of time. Welcome, Danny. Let's see, is there something wrong in this configuration? Let's see, 480, hello? Because we patch here some, but I think this patching probably still Rust conf also. Rust C conf. Because we somehow inject here the stuff in xtoml or SED. No, config toml. What did I toml. Here, multiplier. That explains this thing. Let's see, do we have here 486 in their target? So that apparently is correct, default to host. So build x86 host to produce a compiler toolchain for each of those triplets will be bootstrapped from the building triplets themselves. So target 486, that is correct. What else do we have in here? LLVM, so target 486, this is the stuff that we are injecting, and that looks okay. Yeah, here is there's default stuff. Dist. So it's unfortunately not as simple as I hoped. I would hoped it would just install the wrong compiler. I also actually wonder if we can disable some bootstrap stages, because this three stages of bootstrapping is a little bit excessive. So I guess, by the way, we can check this as I'm in the shower. It doesn't matter much. Let's be here good. Whatever 224. Example of using a modern hash. Root tools bin. No tools. Yeah, that is the one that's being installed. So there is it super significantly more annoying than I thought, because we would need to find out what they broke with this default target thing. Super annoying. So because again, the problem is it's which, by the way, what have we? Wait a second. Why does it this is dot. Yeah, that works, but so that the default should be, in my opinion, if you configure that as 486. What an annoying. The problem is we are usually the first, if not only ones, to find bugs. Rust wrong default target, and good luck finding that in. And still, here is something though. 2016 already. 686. You mean compiled Rust? Sounds like a print config. No, was the target list config? Oh, that did something. Yeah, so that is obviously, this is interesting. Here it is target features, none like SSE and stuff. So far so good. Yeah, somehow the default target is wrong. That is really ridiculous. What do we have here? The bootstrap bypasses a check that normally allow certain features. Target spec Python, yeah, as usual, have you looked into other distributions? Malware. What is here? Target Rust FC. Change how targets be done. More flexible target features. Nah. Yeah, how to find this now? Thank you very much. I think it was compiler. I wonder where they have broken that. Target. It was target, wasn't it? Mods rs target triplet pass by. That will be the first target triplet. Defining a new target. Target triplet path will be first something. This is only. Good luck finding that in all of that stuff. Danny asks, can you make those things built from nothing or Rust? Needs Rust and Cargo on the ISO. Right now I don't even have it like fully on the ISO because the Canadian cross-building doesn't work. This Rust up stuff, this is critique previous video. We should have it on the ISO, but as you see, all the Rust stuff is rather difficult and cumbersome. But maybe some people like it difficult and cumbersome. And what did I want to say? The problem is this stuff will download working Rust from their website, which I don't recommend this kind of remote code execution. But so yeah, but again, it builds in 15 minutes on a epic thread-ripping Ryzen 5950X. So you actually want this on the ISO. The problem is I need this anyway to cross-build this to MIPS, Spark and PowerPC. So what do we have here? General support request, couldn't find target. There's a Rust analyzer corresponding to defaulting to or having option to cargo target. Reason why config have an effect. Cargo something. I slightly wonder not that we have some config overriding this, but again, this was working previously and now it broke. Danny gets SSL error. Might spin it. Consent logs. What do you mean with that? But yeah, I really don't understand why the people like big projects need to constantly shuffle their stuff around, break stuff. From, in my opinion, trivial stuff that should work. Normally, I said this, I normally would know diff as a sources. The problem is they shuffle the sources around quite significantly. So maybe they have an option that is like target without the source map token. So now the problem is I need to do quick dive through the sources to find out suggestions, reporting. Yeah, super annoying, really annoying. Source tie, the source middle target arch, Rust seed target ABI. And try to best guess here where that would come from. And yeah, readable sources, right? What was going on there? Yeah, I have no words. How should I even find that? The problem is if they wouldn't, as I said, if they wouldn't have renamed this, we could actually try it. Actually, what do we actually, let's quickly hack this up so that this is, that's the rest of this build. Again, this isn't 486 related, it also happens in the AMD 64 build. So again, I would normally tackle that would be download mirror R, extract this. So I think the first also here getting how much larger with each version. 2 megabyte larger with each version, apparently for no good reason, probably. For 7, I think for 7 worked. So by the way, do we today have this? No, apparently not. For 8 is the first that broke that, I think. And again, due to the nature of the moved files. I mean, I could just, maybe I should try to fix everything and just file a bug report for them. So normally, without massive amounts of shuffling around, you could diff that, but yeah, good luck with 10,000 files changed and like a million insertion. The problem is they moved files around, so what I maybe could do, but now you see what time-consuming mess it becomes. And also, yeah, good luck bisecting that, right? It probably takes like days or weeks. This humongous and slow code base. So the Rust compiler stuff for 7 and library. So they didn't have compiler. Where did they had this before? They had this in source lib rust c target. And now they have compiler. Mean everything rust c. Let's maybe move that to source and diff that again and see maybe. If we are lucky, that gives us now still 10,000 lines. But this is 7,000, 500,000 files. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is that 2 files were moved around there. Maybe I should just file a config build. What is that here? I have to find which file are we even in. Bootstrap config rs. And here's some target. Yeah, I really wonder how projects can work like this and changing that. Here's config build triple. Some of the stuff looks like I mean, but this config target something. This is really sad, right? Everything builds, it just installs a tiny little bit defectively wrong. Basically, I think this is if you are not working daily with this kind of massive source space, then yeah, good luck. So yeah, how much can change between two versions? It's like, yeah. Really sad, and what a waste of time. It's this kind of stuff really demotivates me, right? You update the Linux kernel, BetaFS regression, previous videos 500 to 2000% slower. You update Rust, doesn't bootstrap correctly anymore. Turbocharging and breaking stuff. What is this here? 2016 target default. I hear something. Oh, this is what is this? Close this here. Fixed p-add build target to, which is what do we have here? Maybe we can somehow work around that for now. Cargo config is passing target example, but the problem maybe this is I mean, so if this has cargo, wait a second, is this cargo or is this, this is cargo, not Rust directly. I wonder, but it's not cargo, because if we manually run this, it defaults to the, wait a second, maybe we can grab for this here. Maybe this doesn't find as much. No, not as much, just compiler. Here's something, tokens. How many are this? 39. What do we have? Ferocity trade selection, const mod something, Rusty session, Rusty code gen data structures, Aspen. After 5, before 5. And O2 LTE for the verse 0 drop frames at 2 something mbit. Yeah. Here's some config though. I slightly wonder. I mean, somehow maybe it's just somehow obviously Target arch, where would this be hard coded from the configuration? We have here build, right? Do we have that in build? No, obviously quite some. It's probably anyway gigs of 5 gigs of build output, because obviously, oh man. I wonder where would they store this temporary build script? What is compiler? No. It's really sad that this constantly need to break and whatnot. Man, how will we work around this? The problem is with this kind of complex project, it's not even an easy workaround, like YOLOing it somewhere in between there. What does it? Does it give us here any clues somewhere? Optimize targets. Rusty stage 2, triple. I mean, maybe to see Rusty stage 2. Oh man. I mean, this install standard stage 2. Stage 2. Maybe I just should file a report there and hope for the best. While at it, we could patch in 386 that we at least have something, then we have something to send upstream. Let's 486, let's copy that here, we have that in reverse order. Let's manually patch that here of 8. Then we can at least do it efficiently and file there, pull request and bug thing 386. I personally don't need this, but if I send it upstream, maybe it's actually worth doing both of those. What do we have here? So let's read in here, manually patch editing for win patch, and because we need this twice, that would be this we need once, this we need twice. For 386, let's edit the first one. So 386 here, because maybe other people might find it usable for bootloaders and stuff. So also I edited this just wrong. Very theoretically, if you want your early, either want to run like embedded stuff, maybe that is still used there, some Vortex 86 or whatever. And alright, we don't even need that twice apparently, so let's delete that too. And 4, 3, 4. That and 1, 2, 3 also need to edit this chunk 2, adding 8 lines, and always good not only to describe this, but add some inspiration to motivate the people to commit it more likely. Like if you, otherwise they say old-fashioned vintage retro stuff, but embedded bootloader or other early kernel code. What was it like? Signed. Not sure what exactly they want there. Was it with 2F or? Apparently English for the RSN live on this channel. So let's see. So specs mod stuff here. This line was only so 6.8. New line, new file here, 386. Can remove that. 386, and I guess that looks good. Let's test build that. Doesn't really fully work like, but let's try if the patches apply. But yeah, so there's always something, a recurring theme. Said this many times for decades. You get everything to work, and some major projects come around and break the stuff. 800 megabyte used of this LTE for this live stream. Set stuff, not only major open source stuff. This is also this is why I really should. That's a problem, right? I want that the stuff in T2 is up to date and is working, but yes, you see how much time this is of. It's like, yeah, Debian people like everything just works. I basically do nothing. It's like, yeah, basically do nothing for 20 years squared. And that's a problem. I want to write some new amazing code and sitting here and fixing others people's broken major projects. But anyway, I will send this in. Maybe I get the 3 and 486 stuff in there, tiny little patch. But this is how I get my name into each project, from the Linux kernel to Google V8 JavaScript stuff. But for my own stuff, I really hate this big projects. I really don't think software should be built like this. Or somehow everything gets out of scope and out of hands. This is why microkernel, my idea of really starting more new stuff from scratch, microkernel, and also this JIT stuff. I started some 100 lines of codes of Spark MIPS, previous videos of JITting stuff, of generating code, and I'm really tempted to see how much features and performance, or mostly, I don't even like need that features, but how much like usable, stable and performance we get, like with 10% of the code, 90% of the performance of features. It's actually, I would even say how large and humongous this project, like 2021, and the compressed sizes, right? How out of hand is that getting? And it's like, you've seen trying to find some code, getting started or getting into this project. It's huge, right? Rust is 100 megabyte, and this is compressed. So this is actually, yeah, let's uncompress it here again. Tar some. You know what? Let's tar x in temp and Rust 49. Should probably do just to save some write cycles on my precious. We have 64 gigs of memory. Let's simply compress it here, right? So decompressed, certainly 1.2 gigs for a bloody library, and sure, there's probably LLVM in there, but I would not even want that they bundle LLVM or something. Is there probably there should, it's probably somewhere, right? I would at least think it's in there. But anyway, whatever is in there, one gig of stuff, in my opinion, a compiler, no matter how advanced it is, it shouldn't be 1 gig of sources. And 2021, you see this, we of course have to weekly and recurrently improve our Linux package stuff and whatnot. But 2021, my goal really is to do our own stuff more, certainly more FPGA microkernel. And so sometime soon I will continue like really serious tiny code generator. And I said this before, like Lua JIT and stuff for a couple of architectures. And I would, given that this is a gigabyte, I would even say I'm really interesting to see how this, like make it really tiny, like Lua JIT and stuff. If with like probably 1% of the code size, how much usable feature and performance we get out of that. So I wonder if with 1%, like I really don't understand how stuff can be that large. And this is, yeah, recurring theme. It's crazy. I'm really wondering with 1% of the size, of the code size of this stuff, like code generating stuff, and certainly tiny code generator, TCG and tiny C compiler TCC show that with very little code you can achieve quite a lot. So I would actually say with 1%, the goal would be with 1% of the source, how much performance and features we can get. I wonder if with 1% of the code size we can get 99% of the features, but I don't even target Rust features. I'm not the most impressed with that language and stuff, and certainly not with this kind of development of moving files around, breaking stuff. I wonder, however, so this is, actually we should compile this. This takes 15 minutes, unfortunately, this 5950X and new memory coming. Also 2021 most likely want to share, like, and subscribe. I will most likely build, we totally go overkill now. I will most likely, as soon as the new Zen 3 Threadrippers are out, I will probably build a high performance Threadripper system, because as you see, we definitely need the performance. So yeah, share, like, and subscribe to support all of this open source work, and to this Threadripper build, because performance. And yeah, leave me in the comments below what you think of this ever-changing big open source projects. Have you worked with this? What is your impression with Rust and LVM and similar stuff? I wonder where the Rust people want their stuff. Probably also maybe GitHub. Yeah, so I have to git clone that now and push that there for pull requesting. And anyway, hope to see you soon for all this fun topics and stuff to come.